TT Art of Man has seen many epic moments and races over its over 100-year history. Moments such as when, in 1978, Mike the Bike Harewood returned after over a decade away and won in his Ducati. Moments such as this year where we see numerous records tumble and fall, such as in the sidecars seeing the first 120 mph laps, on the Supersport bikes in the first 130 mph laps, and on the Superbike seeing the first 135.5 mph lap times. But there's one moment, one race which stands above the rest, as voted for by the fans back in 2011, and that's the 1992 Senior TT. In 1991, Steve Hislop and Carl Fogarty were teammates at Honda on RVF machines, and Hislop had won the Formula 1 TT race ahead of Fogarty, and then won the Senior TT ahead of Joey Dunlop. But in 1992 they would be opposite corners of the paddock. On one side you had Steve Hislop on the Norton NRS 588, a bike with a twin rotor waggle engine with 588cc capacity, an engine which overheated, and a team which had a shoestring budget and had minimal testing before heading to the Isle of Man. Oh, and they also struggled with sponsorship, as well as their main sponsor, John Player, had no intention of backing Hislop's TT campaign, so it was up to Hislop's long-term sponsor, a bus, to help get him to the TT. And that led to an unusual white nook for the bike, which became known as the White Charger. And on the other side you had Carl Fogarty, who had joined Yamaha team, and a guy who had won a few races over the years since the mid-80s at the TT, but the 1992 Senior TT would prove to be his final race on the mountain course. Then the stage was set for their duel, as Norton had made a couple of changes to the bike to try and make it last the whole race, as they fitted a larger screen, fitted to protect Hislop from the high winds. Also removed the front mudguard to allow more cooling into their famously overheating engine, and had protective covers fitted to the front forks as well. Fogarty started 4th on the road, Hislop 19th, so the Scot would have to battle through more traffic, and it gave the fans quite a long wait after Fogarty had crossed the line to see who had become the winner. And heading into the race, the flawed genius of Hislop had come up with a strategy. He aimed to improve his speed by riding more smoothly and improving his braking points rather than being flat out aggressive. And at the end of the opening lap, it was Fogarty who had taken the early lead by 1.2 seconds, with Robert Dunlop behind the two, just 3 seconds down, as all three had lapped at over 121 miles per hour. But over the course of the second lap, Hislop started to edge the Englishman, and Fogarty had dropped 2.8 seconds behind. Dunlop was still in third, but was already 15 seconds adrift. And at the end of the second lap, when everyone pitted, Hislop decided to change his rear tyre, meaning he had fresh rubber for the remaining 4 laps, and he hoped it would give him the edge in those latter laps, as he knew there was an epic duel about to happen. He also knew he had to pull back some time on Fogarty, he was just a second back at the halfway mark, with Dunlop still in third. But on the 4th lap, Hislop's style started to pay off, and he pulled back into the lead, and by the end of the 4th lap he was 7.4 seconds ahead of Fogarty, the largest the gap would ever be. And on the 5th lap there was no change of lead for the first time in the race, as Fogarty closed a bit to Hislop, but the gap was still 5.4 seconds heading on to the final lap. Although Dunlop was still in third on his fellow Norton, while his brother Joey had retired the previous lap. So heading on to the final lap, it was Hislop v Fogarty, and Fogarty pulled out a special lap time. He found this in place to set a new lap record of 18 minutes, 18.8 seconds, 3 seconds quicker than the previous lap record, set at a speed of 123.61 miles per hour. So Hislop had to respond in kind, and he did. as he set at that time under that previous lap record as well, just a second slower than Fogarty, as Hislop won the senior TT, giving Norton the first TT win in just under 20 years and their first senior TT win since 1961, when Mike the Bike Elwood had won it. And so in the end, Hislop won by just 4.4 seconds ahead of Fogarty's Yamaha. Hislop would return to the TT, he would get 11 wins in total, and he won the 1994 Senior TT, before heading on to a successful career domestically while in the British Superbikes Championship, winning 2 titles. Meanwhile, Fogarty would go on to win 4 World Superbike crowns on board Ducati before he retired from racing in 2000 after an accident. While for Hislop, unfortunately, we'd see his death in 2003 after a helicopter accident near his home. But both men would be remembered for this 1992 Senior TT, where the speeds were blistering fast, where there was drama on every lap, there was passing, and there was an anxious wait at the end to see who had won. In the end, the race was a new quickest race as well in the Senior TT. As previously, Hislop had set the record that previous year with 121.09 miles per hour and an hour 52 minutes 10.2 second lap race. But now the new record was 121.28 miles per hour, and the race was completed in 1 hour 51 minutes 59.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Fogarty's that record will not be broken for another 7 years until the end of the 90s, and so we'll try to recreate what Hislop did today on board his Norton, as we've got 4 laps of the mountain course, not quite 6, to try and pull out another win for the White Charger. So there we go then, for the second Classic TT race, another 4 laps of this mountain course on board the White Charger. Both in charge like Steve Hislop did in that race with Carl Fogarty, which brought this Norton into vocal and its rider as well. As we'll do the Hislop approach as well, we'll try and be, smooth throughout. But we do like getting a bit screwy sometimes, so who knows how smooth, how long that will last, but how smooth we will be. This bike kind of lends itself to it though, being very silky smooth, as you will see this race. But excited for this race. I haven't practiced as much in this bike as I probably have on the Yamaha beforehand, but we've probably ridden this bike a lot more in this game. That is freaking strange. What the hell? Okay, that's a good start. Alright, just so I could see the first rider ahead of us catch up to. Let's go for Union Mills. Yeah, you can see we've got kind of a different setup for this race. Well, slightly different with the helmet view. So, just straight up first person. As you can see, we've got no HUD as well, apart from the checkpoints. So we're going to see our ranking. So as you can see, we're 9th. We only made up 1 place thanks to that damn crash. That's going to be the key, just not crashing in this race like we did as much on the Yamaha. Because again, we had the pace on the Yamaha, we just did not keep it clean for long enough. I'm guessing it's the only rider ahead of in the order as well, as we fly by. Glen Vine. Right, up through Crosby as well, as you can see we don't have any of the corner names as well. Hoping I've remembered all of them. It's, again, every time I see a map of the TT course, I think I've done another corner name, so see how much we've remembered. Yeah, let's just be silky smooth this opening lap. And yeah, try and push on the second lap before pitting. And then yeah, that second half of the race will just be all push. Still go up to 7th, that's more like it. The only thing I don't like about having a ranking like this is that it comes too quickly. Like they've split the track into 12 sectors instead of 6. So yeah, we get to see the ranking like every couple of minutes. So I hope it doesn't distract us, it does over these corners. But yeah, we can treat them like they do with the boards in real life. You know how riders have them around certain sections of the lap. Normally have like 3 or 4 boards, I think, off the top of my head. So for example, they might have one kind of early in the lap. It's like down here. Actually no, you probably want it into a braking zone, but yeah, down like say like the concave or the straight maybe, or I know there's one at like the gooseneck as well. Maybe a Laurel Bank actually might have it there. So we're climbing up to sit. Gap is down to 9 seconds as well, so we are gaining on the leader. But yeah, it just comes too much in this going. It's going to be better in 3 though. There's no catching up to another rider. They have to use the rear brake on this bike as well. It's just, as I say, it's just smooth. With this unique engine as well, just smooth delivery seems to have been translated pretty well in this game. Same if you don't have to deal with those, you know, high temperatures as well. The engine. So just flow through Glen Helen. Sarah's Cottage. So at least we're not last. That's good to know. Always a target in these races not to be last. Seems we avoided that so far, but you never know. So I kind of stuttered into us being out of rhythm there through that section. As we go over Gregory's Hill, down the Conclave Body straight. We have to major into Conclave Body on the first lap as well, so we're in sixth again. We've closed slightly, a couple of tenths gained as we go through Molineux into the 11th milestone. And with this morning sun as well, it's going to be opposite challenge of what we had with the evening sun in. Well, it's going to be similar challenge as we had with like the evening sun in the sidecar race. Going to have a low sun this time though, rather than being kind of high up in the sky, so it's going to be more likely going to blind us some of these corners, so we've got to be careful into some of them. So far, as you can see, not too bad. As you can see with the windscreen as well, which I love. Getting all this like bugs and debris on the windscreen as well. We've got to be cautious as well. How do we take bottom of the gap? I'm going to brake early. I probably should have taken a better line. That's what we've got to watch out for as well in this game. We do like wee in when we're like getting going. So we're in sixth, lost a couple of seconds with that crash, so that's 2 on the boards. Not the greatest start to the race. So that's the main aim in this race, just not to crash. It's the one thing to learn from the Yamaha race. I do have to, when we're going down like Solby Straight as well, I will let you listen to this kind of engine. It's not the best engine sounds in this game, but they kind of modelled it. Kind of got it all right. The sound's slightly off, but kind of tried to recapture the Norton sound. Let's go through Kurt. Oh my god, that's a bit intense, isn't it? I was like, oh my god, what am I doing it? Alright. Oh my god, that's what's going to happen a lot as well. As you heard, with a thick windscreen on this bike, that's going to happen a lot. Going to be clipping lots of walls like that, I reckon, this race. Because the bike is much thicker and wider than anything else we've ridden. You know, apart from the sidecars, of course, but much wider than the Yamaha, than the Super Sport, and the Super Bikes I'm going to be riding. Alright, it's a poor start, but we've got 3 2/3 of a laps to make it up. So 20 seconds back already, thanks to 3 crashes. Let's head towards the bridge for the first time. Very nice and early. Just a little hop. So I seem to be getting better at taking the bridge, not trying to like take it flat out before we go over it. So you are approaching Solby now, so I will let you enjoy the sounds. It's got a big jump here. We definitely do have to lift over all these jumps as well on this bike. The rider will be sent to space. That literally has happened a few times in practice. The rider just like flew off the screen and was like, don't know where they've landed. So as we go through quarry bends, just keeping it a safe fourth, and really open up on the exit. Let's enjoy the sound, shall we? There we go, headed into hyperspace as well. That is awesome. Alright, breaking into Solby Bridge, getting all the way down the first. Probably could keep it in second actually. Again, first thing's not really a thing on this bike. Like we keep it kind of second and third are lowest gears, because it's so like tightly geared as well. Like as you heard, we're just bouncing off the limiter down the Solby straight. We needed engine upgrades for this bike. You can see everything's stock. We're pretending to like be Norton, so we gained a couple of seconds back. You know, where they, you know, were on the shoestring budget. That's what we got. Was what we've got here as well. So I hope it won't be too boring this race, so we will have more riders to catch up to. Because yeah, it does seem like we have like, you know, a couple of stragglers normally in these races, and then we're kind of by ourselves like we were in a Yamaha race. So I mean, you know, with the crash in the second half of that race, we did get to see more riders, but the same riders over and over again. But yeah, if we kept it clean, like it feels like we'd just be, you know, pretty lonely. Just like in real life, you know, with Hislop, what was it, 3 minutes down from Fogarty, in running order. I was watching some of the footage, you know, so I actually did research for this video. So, yeah, it did seem like Hislop, you know, saw quite a lot of traffic. A bit like, say, you know, it was in, what, 16th in the starting order, I think it was the number. I don't think I mentioned, like, he was lower down the order. Quite a bit lower down than Fogarty, so, yeah, we'd have encountered a bit more traffic. It's a bit like Peter Hickman, you know, starting 10th in the order. He's always dealing with traffic and always got riders to aim for as well. That's why he loves being down the order. Look how dirty our visors already. I wish I had visor tear off sickness. So lost a couple of seconds for Ramsey. I'll take it. As long as you stay upright, that is the main aim, as I said. Now I head into a section where we are normally quick. Out the waterworks into the countryside through Tower Bends. Oh, see again. Normally I can get through there being that tight, but not on this bike, because that is just stupid. Alright, so we'll be making up all that time now that we've just lost. That's what, 5 crashes this lap. That's already way too many than we can have in this race. That's probably how many we can have in this race is 5 crashes. So that on the opening lap is pretty horrible. Alright, let's head towards Joey's. Just being very cautious. The smoothness has already gone out, I think, from us this race. Like, we're trying to be nice and smooth. Let's head towards Guthrie's. So that lasted all of what, 2/3 of the lap. Now we are going to be pushing because we're on the back foot already. Like probably half a minute back already. That much back foot. But yeah, it was the choice between this bike and the Suzuki as well for 1984. Because the Suzuki's apparently like the best bike, but I think I've ridden that in the classic TTs before and shown it off quite a lot. I don't think I've shown off this bike as much, and as you heard in the intro, it's got a very compelling story behind the Norton as well, being involved in perhaps the greatest TT race of them all. So that's why I chose this, and I love this sound as well. I love the Nortons in this game. But the Norton on the Superbike for John McGuinness, that was my favourite Superbike in this game. Probably didn't touch it much in the intro as well, how strange the Norton name is. Now it's not really tied to, but it's kind of tied to a company, as yeah, we are 35 seconds back. But we probably won't be seeing the Norton bike for a very long time, I imagine, because its assets are with a company. I don't actually know if the Norton name truly exists now after the previous owner. The company got bankrupt in, I think it was like 2020, 2021, and then its assets got picked up. So yeah, that's why we don't see Norton again. Such a huge name, such a big name. Bikes as well. It's a bit like, say, seeing like MV Augusta Triumph come back in recent years. You know, seeing that Norton name coming back would be awesome as well. But yeah, I don't know when that will, or if that will ever happen now. It's a bit, say, like the Lancia name, for example, in cars. It's no famous name, but it's just kind of like what she disappeared. Survive, Brandywell and Jukes. Got the variable weather again as well here. It's almost 40 seconds back after the opening up. Jeez. Oh, Joey, slow down. Joey being quick round the mountain course. I've heard that before. Probably the only thing missing from that 92 race was Joey not being involved in the battle at the front. Add all the other ingredients. Past Kate's Cottage. There's a big jump here. Again, we've got the lift. Plus the crowd standing on the bank. They're not just sitting down, they're standing on the bank around us. At least they're sitting down on the bank to the left. They're a bit more sensible, those people. So we gained a couple of seconds back, thankfully. So aim maybe for the second lap is just get top 5 again. Just like we did in the Yamaha race, get into that top 5. So you do see a rider in front, so you're gaining on someone. Go from Brandish in 5th gear. Brandish feels so open in this game compared to what riders are saying in real life. Like, it is a very open corner, but it's not like you can just stay in the same gear because you kill the revs in real life. Like, you need to shift down the gear, more than likely. Well, you don't need to do that in this. I'm just going to sit behind this rider, head towards the signpost, so you can outbrake them. So, a big send. Worked out. Into bedstead. Let's come to the end of the opening lap. Not been a good one. As yeah, you can see with the variable weather, as you can see, it's like cloudy, it's misty, this cold morning air. Not great for warming up the tyres, is it? Great for the engine. Well, you know, it might help the engine out, especially on this famously hot Norton, as that's a bit shoddy. Engine onto the straight. Alright, well, how are we looking in after the opening lap? We're 38 seconds back in 6th. 6 seconds off the top 5. So yeah, that's probably our goal, to try and get into the top 5 then. We've got 3 riders behind us on track as well, so definitely got some of the slower riders out of the way. So they might get a bit lonely now this lap, but it means we can push a bit more, so hopefully. Yeah, just something about the blowback from the engine when you're going down the gears as well and brake, and it's just honestly just more of like anti-lag rather than the sound you get in real life. But at least you tried, Katie Racing, right? Just the sound of, just, as you perhaps heard earlier on the Zombie Straight, just slightly not right. Which might be a good motto for the game, to be honest. It's great fun, just slightly not right. The handle in particular, it'll go a bit wider through Union Mills. I'm going to keep it in 4th. I really wish I had an improved engine, because yeah, the gearing as we gained a second back, yeah, just 2.5 off the top 5 then. Yeah, a massive gap to the top 4, like 20 seconds ahead they are. Yeah, just wish I had upgraded the engine on this before this, because it's such a short rev range. As I said, we're going to be stuck in probably 3rd gear at those, or 2nd gear at those. And then we accelerate so quickly up to 5th gear, we're just hammering the bike in 5th gear most of the time around this circuit. Like it is now. But when you do change, you try and get it around 10k revs for gear changes. That's weird. And look at all the mist and fog around it. I do love the kind of weather effects. Wish we had this in. Well, we do actually have the weather in TT Isle of Man 3 as well. As again, that's not even me. That's just the front folding. Go around the corner. Yeah, that's exactly the same crash as the open that, where we go around the corner, but it feels like the width of the tyre is so freaking thin. If you roll too much through a corner over these bumps, the bike automatically goes down. There's nothing you can do, and I feel that's just happened twice now already this race. At least. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's just the thing with this game. That's why that many folks don't like the handling model, including myself. Like, it's much better than 1, no doubt. 1 was horrible, but yeah, they still have this annoying thing, like falls that are just out of your control. It was a bit tight through Banner Crane. Yeah, same thing, that's not as much of a thing in 3, even though at low speed that sometimes can happen, but it's again a thing with Race War Studios, and we saw that in Rims as well, where just at low speed the bike can just flop over. Like a hamburger on a grill, you know, it just flops. Like, it's just not. Especially when the bike's like unupgraded as well. Oh, see, the front lifted it over the rise. Not so I can do that. unless I premeditate. But again, opening that didn't happen at all. And there was like similar speed, so again, it's just the bumps and the front wheel not really connecting properly. Right, we really got to push now, otherwise we're going to be out the running for even the top 5. I can't wait for the pit stop. Look how muddy everything is and grimy everything is. Especially in this helmet view, as you can see, we've got the helmet, like visor covered in crap, and then we've got the windscreen as well. There's a very wide windscreen covered in crap, so definitely can't wait for mechanics to just clean it a bit at the stops. But yeah, it's 2 crashes this lap, still in 6th though. Got a half-minute gap behind, and still 5 seconds to the top 5. But we're 46 off the lead. I feel like even without any crashes, we would be all behind as well. So even pace-wise, we're not on it. And a tighter line in this game through there, because again we've got that kind of pavement on the outside, but we can't really see it. So that's why we're on the tighter line. Again, cautious through Bargaro, kind of slightly on the brakes. Brake early. Much better line for the bottom of the Garrow. So we are in 5th. We have made it up then. Just a couple of tenths in 5th though. So gained almost like 5 seconds through that set to 4 seconds at least. So you know the good parts of the track for us then. The sun's still trying to beat through the clouds there and get rid of this kind of early morning fog and mist. And through Kurt Michael. Probably watching like the TT this year, this is probably like the scariest part of the track, I imagine. Like blitzing through these houses, basically flat out nowadays. You hear we're like lifting a bit on this Norton, but yeah, I can't imagine it. Especially how twitchy the front gets as well, some over the bumps, like it is just insane, that section. You could say that about almost the whole of the lap of the TT course, but yeah, especially Kurt Michael. Definitely if I went here in kind of real life and watched the TT, it'd definitely be one of the places I would definitely check the bikes out at. Quite good, that is. Oh, I clipped the bank on the inside, that's my fault, that one. So back down to 6th, 48 seconds back. All that work to get into the top 5 with immediately giving it back. Definitely another place I want to be is here as well, seeing the bikes over the bridge. I just think where else would be a good spot. Definitely in the countryside as well, like the bungalow. When in a mountain mile, I'd love to see the bikes there. Flat out. Because I saw a video of someone posted of the bikes at, oh, where was it, like Tower Bends, like round there. And my god, like just freaking change of direction and speed they have through there. Absolutely amazing. And they're getting their camera like right up onto the top of the wall as well, like being as close to the road as they can be without, you know, getting in their way. So go down the Solby Straight again. Oh, where's the other famous spot as well? The one where Mark Webber was as well, all those years ago, seeing the TT bikes, and he just said like, holy shit, when he saw them come past them. Absolutely great video of him, and I think it was Mitch Evans as well, because Mitch Evans was like GP3 at the time, and Moiba's his manager. I think he's still his manager as well. It was like a decade ago now, that video. I think Webber was still a Red Bull driver as well. Still sick, but just. We are gaining back. I was thinking of doing the race without anything, so we just have a mystery until the end, but I imagine it'd be pretty frustrating not knowing what was happening right till the end. So we got the billboards up. I would have been frustrated as well, not knowing anything. Plus having the gaps up, you know, so there's a bit more like real life, but just too much in this one. I imagine in 3, where they've got it actually split into the 6 sectors, it'd be better, but be a bit more realistic. So just very cautious through here. I imagine we're going to be losing quite a lot of time, but at least we're keeping it upright. As he runs wide. So go through Millentown into Ramsey. Once again. Got to push it a bit harder than we did the opening. That is where we lost like 5 seconds. Looks like we are closing up to someone. So I'm going to have to overtake them into the hairpin. Yeah, definitely would have a great spot on the right hand side here in Ramsey, nicking all the bikes as well. That's your arm to 5th. Back into 5th. 50 seconds back though, so we were quicker. At least through Ramsey. Still lost like a second or 2. But, oh, come on. What's the bullshit, man? Are you kidding? Why are we wheeling out of there in 3rd? What the fuck? Alright. Again, I have no idea how I'm meant to stop that. Thought a brake smoothly. Oh my god, I can't even get into the gooseneck now. Yeah, brake smoothly, kind of accelerated as normal. But yeah, it just wheelies on this occasion rather than... Oh god, get out of the way! Jesus. I thought it was slow, and then they just suddenly brake so much harder into Joey's than you're meant to. Oh my god. Well, we've crashed as many times as the opening that now. That's 5 and 5. Go for Guthrie's. Oh, the only annoying thing as well in this view as well is you still get the indicator for us to pit. They still have that like flashing on the screen. I wish that wasn't a thing. Because we know to pit at the end of the second lap, but I guess it's good for players, but would have liked to be just like also big on the screen, I guess. Maybe just something on like the dash or something, just showing like pit like fuel though or something, just have a light for that. That would have been pretty cool. Into mountain box. Such a difficult corner to judge sometimes. That's how bumpy it is in this section. So I think I'm like taking it slow, but if I were to get any faster I reckon I'd go down. It's Yeah, so it's pretty weird. So we go in sit over a minute back as well. We're already like as far back as we were in the Yamaha at the end of the race. But we're only on the second lap now. It's gaining massively on the bike in front. I hope they don't get away heading down into the bungalow. Doesn't look like it. Very nice and early. That's wide. Did say I hit the apex though, even though I was braking early. Right up at Hellwood's Heights, but much prefer that Hellwood's Rise. Hellwood's Heights. That's the iteration there. It's into Bradywell. Or Brandywell, sorry. Not as fearsome on this bike, because it's just like a downer gear, just in fourth. It's a bit like how they describe like Brandish in real life, just chuck the bike in there, go down a gear. Oh, going a bit too wide through Dukes. Still in sixth, still a minute back. 5 seconds off fifth. It's like fourth is dropping back from the top three as well. Still very close between that top three after almost 2 laps. Yeah, I reckon they're doing like that times, what, 17 minutes, 30 seconds maybe? And my best time at that time on even the Suzuki is 17:55, so I don't think ordinarily, without all the crashes anyway, would not be on the pace, but who knows what the second half of that will bring. The second half of the race even, sure, so not like that. Going to Craig Nabar. Seems like an awesome corner for the riders, just seeing everybody like line the road there. So you have, oh, we're just a second and a half back off fifth. Gained a few seconds back on the leaders as well. But yeah, seeing all the fans line the road there, especially on the final lap when they're applauding and cheering, like it was mega. I was watching the onboard of Davey Todd as well, which he did in practice, and he was like weeing out of there. I can only imagine what, as a fan, how awesome that is. So, again, that'll probably be another area of the track I want to be at. But it's very popular. I'm not sure, not sure how easy it is to get there. Right, through signpost. Just the last couple of corners of the lap, just to be nice and smooth. Don't push it. So we've gone back into Hislop mode now. That we've like we tried to push it like hell. It did not work out. At least they got the indicator coming up like when we go on this straight, so I can't tell you. There you go, see. Don't know how early to brake though. Oh, what's happened? Oh, as we enter the pits in fifth, nice. Oh, this is a bit awkward. Stare me in the eye while you're doing that, eh? Again, we're not happy about that. But in real life, you know, the rider be shouting about things, maybe. If they're unhappy. Can't just be like relaying information to them as well about other competitors, you know, about what they want for the second half of the race, or do you need to push. Especially if you've got a tyre change, I imagine it's just like push like hell right for the second half of the race. But if not, if you're like Michael Dominic, it'd be like, yeah, you got like 10, 20 second lead. At least this week, you know, just keep it nice and smooth, keep it calm. Let's go, there's a long pit stop. But we'll wait. Look at that, nice and clear view as well. Oh my god. Alright, be careful on the heavy tanks. Let's head towards Bray Hill. Again, cold tyres as well. Careful with that. Cold brakes, cold everything. Actually, no, the tyres won't be cold because we didn't change them, did we? So, I think Hislop in real life, as I mentioned, I think he changed the tyre, but unfortunately not an option in the game. I would love that to be an option. As we go down over a bump, which again we can't really control. So, another one for the game net. I always think I'm carrying too much speed into this corner. Yeah, see, nicely slowed down, maybe a bit wide in entry. Don't see anybody around us as well, so we're ahead of what, 4 riders, so at least 6 on the road as well as on the leaderboards. I wonder what Hitman likes as well. Like, we're starting in his 10th place here. That's maybe likes that as well, being ahead of, knowing which riders you're ahead of as well. Like, I'm ahead of like 5 riders, so I'm probably, you know, going to be close to top 5 as well. We're 9 seconds back now. Or 5th. Yeah, it's going to be a very quiet second half of the race, I reckon, like, for us. I think we've overtaken all the riders we can, so it'll be lonely. But we can push like a hell, though. We need to not have anybody interrupting us, hopefully. That's the game, we've just got to keep crashing us. Love to see these bikes back in if there's the TTR Man 4 game. Love the Super Trins as well. I was watching that race and my god, the sound of those bikes is single beauty. The pattern as well. See, I've closed to 5 seconds back. Love that in the game. Pattern or the Kawasaki. There's the Yamaha as well. And then Super Stock can just be, as I mentioned in the other classic TT race, can just be like the upgrade system they have now, but just stock bikes. So don't have to do anything really for it. Just make super stock just bikes you can't upgrade, basically, like stock version of the bikes. I'm not sure why they didn't do that, to be honest. Like you put in a new category for like nothing in the game, so we've lost a couple seconds, have we? No, we're around 3 seconds back, still 5th. Disappointing this battle's not for higher up, is it? It's been that kind of race for us from the get-go. Literally from the get-go. Oh, gets that bump again. So that's 2 laps in a row. I'm gonna have to like brake over it or something now. I don't get why the front's lifting. It's not even that big a bump. It doesn't lift over bigger bumps than that. Strange. As I said, this game's got a strange connection between the wheels and the road surface and all the bumps and stuff. It's not. It's just way too. Feels like too narrow. The tyres. Which I know, they're on the bike, they're thin tyres, but feels like the compact contact patch for the tyres to the road surface is like the size of like a post-it note rather than the whole tyre sometimes. It's just doesn't make sense. That's 7 seconds now off 5th. There's already 2 crashes this lap as well, when I said I couldn't afford any more after even the opening lap, so I love it. Oh, that's close to the balls. Again, the bump's almost taken us out there. Lucky rode it to the inside where there's less bumps. But on the final lap, we can take Bargaro in 5th, I think. That's still in 6th. Just a couple seconds back though. Kurt Michael basically flat this time. We get to the petrol station and slight lift opposite. Oh my god, why was there so much air? I lifted. You heard I lifted so much. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to like just crawl around on the final lap. Front is lifting so much now. I get why it's so changed so much when you're opening that. Yeah, I get it. We're 4 seconds back now. 4.7. That's what, 14 crashes that, including whatever happened on pit entry, I guess, and a rider crashed. I'd love to have a clean final lap, that'd be nice. I don't think that's going to happen, the way this race has gone. A bit out of it through Corey Bends. Right, nice and flat, here we go. Oh, we need a 6th gear. Why didn't you put a 6th gear in, Norton? Why is only 5? Ginger Hall. Short shifting everywhere now, just to get that front down on exit. Especially through here, as we're back up the 5th. Just. If we can actually pull away now rather than keep yo-yoing between 5th and 6th. flat all through here with all the how bumpy the road is as well. Probably just almost like the lift anyway. No, I was flat out over that bump. I didn't fall down. And the front lifts quite a lot over that bump in Middletown, Town. Into the very difficult right-hander. Always have to brake early, almost trail brake as well. Drag the brakes through that. Oh my god, where are you going, bike? And then again, lifting on exit. What the hell? Still in 5th. I've pulled a couple of seconds on 6th now. Again, only lost like a second in Ramsey. Alright. Again, short shift on the exit here. Short shifting everywhere now. Oh my god, I got the line totally wrong. That's on me. And we're back down to 6th. Can't have a clean fucking run. Any of that. Alright, come on. Got into the gooseneck. Head towards Joey's. Go to that in 5th this time. Much better through there. Oh my god, why is the bike not turning? Head's gone. Oh my god. Why is it when I get 5th, why do I start riding stupid? My god. Oh, he's doing it again. Are you kidding? How many crashes is that in just this sector alone? Is the bike just kind of understeering more? I don't get it. That's the second corner in a row the bike's just freaking understeered. Or left hand in a row the bike's just understeered. I literally will just have to push the bike round on the final lap. I feel like I just got no trust in it at all now. Oh my... Where's the brakes? Look, we're like over 10 seconds back now, or 5th. We've got nothing. We've got no tyres, no grip, no brakes. We're getting all the riders' uses in. Windscreen's too big. You know, it's like... At least the helmet's not got loads of crap on it in this second half of the race. I don't know how it got so much stuff on it in the first half. And in the second half it's got barely anything on this lap. But it's been our worst lap by a country mile. Just when we need to be getting better, we get we're just getting worse. Oh my god. No, I can't even go for the bungalow in 3rd now. I literally have to take that in 2nd. Because again, we got no brakes. Oh, Would have been nice to get another top 5, wouldn't it? That would have been nice. Oh my god. It breaks so much. Yeah, we're gonna have to like totally readjust for this final lap. I'm gonna have to pretend like I'm riding an upgraded bike in TT Other Man 3 now, where I'm like lifting everywhere, braking everywhere. That's literally what I'm gonna have to do here. You're looking at 24 seconds back off a podium, almost 2 minutes off the lead. You still haven't had those other riders catch up to us, surprisingly. Would have thought that would happen. Oh yeah, we've crashed like 20 times this race now. Utterly ridiculous. Alright, no more being smooth like his lot. Let's just push like a hell. Because we need to if we want to get that top 5. Well, push like a hell, but you know, short shift everywhere, brake early, lift everywhere. It's a great combo. Go shift at 10Ks. There we go. We're at 19 seconds off the top 5 now, so we have gained a bit. Barely near a lift through Brandish. So we're pushing like this up on the final lap, but in very different circumstances compared to 1992. Oh my god! Again, that's a bump. Like, what am I meant to do there when I'm on a bump like that? Didn't even touch the pavement on the outside. Literally just a bump. Just takes me down. And that definitely is 20 crashes this race. And now the visor's getting like muggy as well. Oh my god, we're on to the final lap though. Kind of more happy than sad now after this lap. Like I'm just want to get this race over and done with, I think. I don't know what has happened to the bike this lap, but it's just gone away. As it's like riding an upgraded bike now from like TT Other Man 3. Alright, let's try and end with a good lap, end with a smile. 22 seconds off 5th. Let's see if we can close that. Dean Harrison's in this race in second. You notice that. Didn't realise he was a time traveller. I don't get it. Why does the bike lift there but like no issues? It can lift over a bump again like in the straight like that and just go down. Like we had on like the opening lap. Had on every lap basically. Almost exactly here. Bit wide through Union Mills. Don't know how we held on that. The gap's 19 seconds. Again, we gained a couple of seconds on the leader. So again, a bit like the Yamaha race. More so with the crashes. We have caused ourselves so much time. Not as much as the Yamaha race, but we are showing like at least some sectors where we're like very quick. Just not the whole lap. As I said, I don't think I've got the pace to be like near the top 3, but at least be near 4th or 5th. And then so probably needed like an upgraded engine or more upgraded bits to be near the front. Well, it has gone lots. It's got more foggy, hasn't it? This final that. What the hell? I thought it was like clearing away. No, it's clearing away 2nd and 3rd, but it's come back with a vengeance on this final lap. It's got a bit overcast as well. Won't be looking at the leaderboards. I know we're behind. I know what I need to do. Leave me alone, leaderboard. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. Not really at all. But we'll improvise through it. Feels like the bike likes these like overcast conditions. Like, it's so much better on this final lap already. You'll see the gap go down as I'm not looking at the leaderboard now. Just focus. Focus on the corners. Probably spent too much time focusing on the leaderboard as well. As I said, every time I got into a 5th, I made a mistake. So, right, major lift. There we go. No, we made it through the corner finally. Go through, what's that, black dub I think we've just gone through. There's a Doyen's Bend somewhere around there. So that's before Laurel Bank. So I go into Glen Helen. Good exit up to 5th. So down the Conquer body straight for the final time. It's a bit brighter in the countryside, isn't it? So maybe it's just because of all the trees around and the mist and fog hanging in the air. Oh, we're just 5 seconds back. Okay, I'll add a little glance then. Like, closing on the leaders as well. Maybe we do have a leader pace. Didn't think we did, but maybe we do. Alright, do we just lift through Bargarrow here, or do we dab the brakes? Okay. We dabbed it in the middle of the corner. I was a bit worried on how we'd be on the exit, but for a slight lift. And just a lift through the bottom of the Garrow, there we go. Oh, we are back up to 5th. Oh my god, we've closed that, what, 20-second gap? Wow. See, if we just kept it clean, I said we could have been back in maybe as high as 4th. So I've seen the top 3 are away, but the 4th, you know, that tiny bit of drift. Rattling them. Let's go through Kurt Michael for the final time. Get our shopping done, get the letters from the post office. gotten sunny again now, and it's like all the mist is gone. Maybe it's not just being in the countryside, and it's like as brightened up. God, almost hitting all the pavements. No, I clipped the bank again. Are you kidding? Oh, fuck off, game. Stop being stupid. Again, we got to 5th and made a mistake. What is with 5th place? I don't get it. It's like we're cursed. Every time we get up there, we... Oh my god. Alright, come on. Got 2/3 of the lap to go. Actually, it's more like half a lap to go. I wish I didn't actually have the ranking on now. I probably would have done so much better without having the ranking on. I thought it might have been frustrating for you watching, not knowing what is going to happen. Then I would have liked the mystery, but... So there be. Here we go. At least only halfway through done 2 crashes. Like our best first half of that by a country mile already in this race. It's going to be on the pace as well. We're like a minute 55 back. I think at the beginning of that. We're already like 5 seconds ahead of that. Oh, giving the pavement on the outside. That's a new one. Close to the hedge. Back up to 5th again. Alright, don't make a stupid mistake this time, go. Yeah, and it's like 4th for like 23 seconds down from the top 3 of almost half a minute separating the top 3 now. Oh, come on. What is with 5th place? It must be something mental. I'm just self-sabotaging myself whenever I see 5th place. That's like the first time I've crashed in this section as well. Normally this is like my crash zone, but been actually decent through here the whole race. Of course I messed up on the final lap. Okay, that time that was a bump. As you can see, our rider disappears to space. I have no idea where they go. That time there's nothing we could have done to avoid that. Like, it literally is just the game. Right? As I said, it just seems, as far as I know, just the contact between the wheels and the surface, but the bumps and all that. Again, there. Like, literally, I've done that whole race, but on the final lap, it's different for some reason. I have no idea why. Why it's different. I wasn't even accelerating hard, I was just, like, moseying it out in 4th gear. So even when you're not pushing, it just falls down for no reason. So I'm glad it's not really a thing in 3, or not as bad as a thing in 3. Alright, well we're up to like 5 crashes now this lap. After looking so good in the first third of the lap, it's just gone to shit again. That's our race summed up, just gone to shit again. We're over 2 minutes back now. 16 off 5th. It'll curse like the Norton name in real life now. So hopefully you see it back in the future. Hopefully it can be revived in some way. Like they're trying to do with the Lancia in real life. Like there's the Lancia Delta body at least in Lord Rallycross now with Loeb and his French compatriot. So yeah, hopefully we can, you know, maybe see Norton as a thing in the future. Is it? How long has it been since Lance has been away? What, like 30 odd years? It's been a crazy amount of time. See, this is the only time this shows I've actually gone into Guthrie's properly. Not actually that bad. And through the mountain mile, or into the mountain mile as well. Like, again, I think that's the first time I've done that properly this whole race. Let's bang off that limiter. No wonder the engine got hot if you keep banging the limiter like this. Oh my god. I told you, mountain boxer can be tricky at times. It's hard to judge sometimes. George's Folly. I don't even want to look at you, leaderboard. Alright, get away from me. If I know I'm in fifth, I know I'm just going to like end up in Mars for some reason, okay? So, just going to focus on the road again. Oh, almost braked too well into the bungalow there. Goodbye, Brandywell. You've actually been kind to us this race. Like, you're probably one of the few corners where we've been pretty consistent through. Unlike Dukes. It's pretty decent on the final lap. Maybe a bit wide on exit. Of course, I glanced at the leaderboard then, and again, we've made up loads of time by not looking at the leaderboard. It's a couple seconds off here. Yeah, I really think I just have a mental block this race for some reason. Just self-sabotaging ourselves. So we had the odd crash, which is just, as a game related, which you can't avoid, but most of them are just being my fault. I see. Why is it so misty round here? It's nice and like clear everywhere else. It's a bit misty round here. Not good for the fans on the final lap. Maybe it's just this end of the course which is misty. I know, I've seen what's happened. Don't even say it, alright? Don't even imagine it's happened. Just think we're still catching up to fifth. Brandish, my god, that's an experience on this bike. Hillberry, again, Hillberry's been normally a horrible corner. Very tough corner, but again, it's another corner that's been kind to us. Actually, pretty enjoyed it, this race. Into signpost. We've got Bedstead corner. Heading up to the Nook. Oh no! Are you kidding? What? I can't believe that. I don't know why the outsiders clipped it like that. I wasn't even that close, I thought. Oh my god, I'm hoping that's not cost us 5th. Otherwise, the monitor's going out the window. There's another adventurous race on a classic bike here. Around the TT course. Let's see what's happened. Hey, we did hold on to 5th. I'll take it. Over 2 minutes back in the end. Average speed 122.4 compared to 125.9 from Joe Robinson. I think in real life we're quicker than that somehow. So again, shows you how it's not perhaps modelled perfectly, the bikes in this game. But yeah, when we were on it was enjoyable. But yeah, just way too many mistakes again. We really did need as much practice on these bikes as I did on the sidecars. I basically dedicated a week to the sidecars to practice. I only dedicated, was it, a few hours on both of these bikes, but that was all right. The final lap for the most part, that was pretty enjoyable. But we'll take another top 5 as well. It wasn't meant to be in the end, as we just had a tough race getting into the rhythm. Right from the offset, we had issues. We had crashes we couldn't explain. We had crashes we definitely could explain as well. But yeah, we just did not match the rhythm of Hyssop on that fantastic Friday afternoon back in 1992. I hope you enjoyed the unique sounds and riding style of the Norton. I'll be back with some more Supersport action for the TT race week. Hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all